Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Mia's Fairy Tale World. My name is Mia, and if you're back, welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you will like it. So in this series of videos, I tell us a fairy tale. Usually it will be from Hans Christian Andersen. He's a Danish author who lived many years ago. And you might not know these stories because when people think Hans Christian Andersen, they think of the Little Mermaid and Disney stories. But what most people don't know is that Disney changed his stories, and most of Hans Christian Andersen's stories were dark, and they had, a point. They had something to learn. This time I will read a story called The Angel. And I looked down because I have the story here on my phone. But you can you can take a walk, you can clean, you can diamond paint, you can knit, you can crochet, whatever you want to while I read you the story, okay? Have fun. The Angel. Whenever a good child dies, an angel of God comes down from heaven, takes the dead child in his arms, spread out his great white wings, and flies with him all over the places which the child had loved during his life. Then he gathers a large handful of flowers, which he carries up to the Almighty, that they may bloom more brightly in heaven than they do on earth. And the Almighty presses the flowers to his heart, but he kisses the flower that pleases him best, and it receives a voice, and it is able to join the song of the chorus of bliss. These words were spoken by an angel of God as he carried a dead child up to heaven, and the child listened as if in a dream. Then they passed over well-known spots where the little one had often played, and through beautiful gardens full of lovely flowers. "Which of these shall we take with us to heaven to be transplanted there?" asked the angel. Close by grew a slender, beautiful rose bush, but some wicked hand had broken the stem, and the half-opened rosebuds hung faded and withered on the trailing branches. "Poor rose-bush," said the child, "let us take it with us to heaven, that it may bloom above in God's garden." The angel took up the rose-bush, then he kissed the child, and the little one half opened his eyes. The child gathered some more beautiful flowers as well as a few humble buttercups and heartsease. "Now we have flowers enough," said the child. But the angel only nodded. He did not fly upward to heaven. It was night and quite still in the great town. Here they remained, and the angel hovered over a small narrow street in which lay a large heap of straw, ashes, and sweepings from the houses of people who had removed. There lay fragments of plates, pieces of plaster, rags, old hats, and other rubbish not pleasant to see. Amidst all this confusion, the angel pointed to the pieces of a broken flower pot, and to a lump of earth which had fallen out of it. The earth had been kept from falling to pieces by the roots of a withered wild field flower, which had been thrown amongst the rubbish. "We will take this with us," said the angel. "I will tell you why as we fly along." And as they flew, the angel related the story. Down in that narrow lane, in a low cellar, lived a poor sick boy. He had been afflicted from his childhood, and even in his best days he could just manage to walk up and down the room on crutches once or twice, but no more. During some days in summer, the sunbeams would lie on the floor of the cellar for about half an hour. In this spot the poor sick boy would sit warming himself in the sunshine, and watching the red blood through his delicate fingers as he held them before his face. Then he would say he had been out, yet he knew nothing of the green forest in its spring verdure, till a neighbor's son brought him a green board from the beech tree. This he would place over his head, and fancy that he was in the beechwood while the sun shone, and the birds caroled gaily. One spring day the neighbor's boy brought him some field flowers, and among them was one to which the roots still adhered. This he carefully planted in a flower pot and placed in a window seat near his bed. And the flower had been planted by a fortunate hand, for it grew, put forth fresh shoots, and blossomed every year. It became a splendid flower garden to the sick boy, and his little treasure upon earth. He watered it and cherished it, and took care of it. It should have the benefit of every sunbeam that found its way into the cellar, from the earliest morning ray to the evening sunset. The flower entwined itself even in his dream. For him it bloomed, for him spread its perfume, and it gladdened his eyes, and to the flower he turned even in death when the Lord called him. He had been 1 year with God. During that time the flower has stood in the window, withered and forgotten, till at length cast out amongst the sweepings into the street on the day of the lodger's removal. And this poor flower, withered and faded as it is, we have added to our nosegay, because it gave more real joy than the most beautiful flower in the garden of a queen. But how do you know all this? Asked the child, whom the angel was carrying to heaven. I know it, said the angel, because I myself was a poor sick boy who walked upon crutches, and I know my own flower well. Then the child opened his eyes and looked into the glorious happy face of the angel, and at the same moment they found themselves in that heavenly home where all is happiness and joy. And God pressed the dead child to his heart, and wings were given him, so that he could fly with the angel hand in hand. Then the Almighty pressed all the flowers to his heart, but he kissed the withered field flower, and it received a voice. Then it joined in the song of angels who surrounded the throne, some near and others in a distant circle, but all equally happy. They all joined in the chorus of praise, both great and small, the good happy child and the poor field flower that once lay withered and cast away on a heap of rubbish in a narrow dark street. Yeah. So what do you think of this story? I rather like it, even though, it's a bit sad because of dead children and so, but it tells a story of how children are God's children, Yeah, I like it. So we have to remember that Hans Christian Andersen lived in a time where, religion was a big thing. It was, everybody believed. So a lot of his stories is about God and punishment and, hell and God's throne and all the good in heaven. So they can be quite, both. They can be scary and they can be happy, but they were written in a time where this were everyday life, So, yeah. Let me know down in the comment how you like this one. And I will be back with another fairy tale next Saturday. I hope you will give this video a thumbs up. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, I hope you will. And next to the subscribe button, there is a bell that you can ring, and then you will be notified whenever I put up a new video. I do go live every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time and 7 p.m. European Time. I hope you will join us tomorrow, and if not, you will watch my videos or watch my live in replay. So, yeah, until next time, bye!